Only 12 people witnessed what happened on the Warner Brothers backlot that afternoon. Bruce Lee, Jack Morrison, a film director, a cinematographer, and 8 crew members who were setting up for the next shot. For 50 years, none of them spoke about it publicly. Not because they signed non-disclosure agreements, but because what they saw was so shocking, so impossible, that they knew Hollywood would never believe them. Jack Ironside Morrison, the highest-paid stuntman in Hollywood. 15 years of experience, hundreds of films, thousands of falls. A man who had worked with John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Steve McQueen, a professional who prided himself on doing real stunts, real falls, real danger. Humbled in 8 seconds by a martial artist he called a choreographer. This is what really happened that day in 1972. This is the story they never told. Burbank, California. Warner Brothers Studios. June 23, 1972. Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. The backlot is busy with 3 different productions filming simultaneously. Stage 16 is shooting a Western. Stage 22 has a detective show in production. And on the outdoor New York street set, they're filming action sequences for a crime thriller. The sun is hot. California summer at its peak. The asphalt radiates heat. Crew members work in t-shirts and jeans, sweat staining their backs. Equipment trucks are parked everywhere. Cameras, lights, props, cables running across the fake street like black snakes. This is Hollywood in 1972, the machine that creates dreams, the factory that manufactures fantasy. Bruce Lee is on the lot for a meeting about Enter the Dragon, the film that will change everything. But production hasn't started yet. Today, he's just visiting, talking to executives, discussing fight choreography, making connections. He walks across the backlot wearing simple clothes. Black pants, black shirt, sunglasses against the California glare. Moving with that distinctive walk. Smooth, efficient, every step purposeful. Jack Morrison is on stage 22, taking a break between setups. The highest-paid stuntman in Hollywood. That's not bragging. That's fact. His rate is $500 per day, double what most stunt coordinators make. Because Jack doesn't just fall. Jack sells it, makes it look real, makes audiences believe. He's been doing this for 15 years. Started as a teenage stuntman in 1957. Worked his way up through westerns, war movies, detective shows. Did the dangerous work nobody else wanted. High falls, car crashes, fire burns, explosions. Built a reputation as the guy who never says no. The guy who makes directors look good. At 37 years old, Jack is at the peak of his career. 6 feet 3 inches of solid muscle and scar tissue. 235 pounds of professional toughness. His face shows the years. Broken nose from a bad fall in 1964. Scar across his left eyebrow from a stunt gone wrong in 1968. Hands scarred from rope burns and impact injuries. Every mark tells a story. Every scar is a paycheck. He wears the stunt coordinator vest, jeans, work boots, the uniform of his profession. His hair is cut short, practical, won't interfere with wigs or helmets. His eyes are sharp, constantly assessing. That's the stunt mind, always calculating angles, distances, impact points, always thinking 3 moves ahead. Jack is talking with the film crew when he sees Bruce Lee walking across the lot. He recognizes him immediately. Everyone in Hollywood knows Bruce Lee. the Chinese guy from the Green Hornet. Kato, the guy who does those fast hand movements. The martial artist who's been teaching celebrities. Steve McQueen's friend. James Coburn's instructor. That guy. Jack has opinions about Bruce Lee. Strong opinions, not personal. Jack doesn't know Bruce personally, but professional opinions about what Bruce does versus what Jack does. Because in Jack's mind, there's a clear distinction. Stunt work is real. Martial arts is choreography. Stunt work involves actual danger, actual falls, actual pain. Martial arts involves cooperative partners performing predetermined sequences. Stunt work is practical. Martial arts is theatrical. Jack has been in real fights, bar fights, street altercations, situations where someone actually wanted to hurt him. And in Jack's experience, real fighting looks nothing like martial arts demonstrations. Real fighting is ugly, chaotic, desperate. It's grabbing and hitting and surviving. It's not pretty techniques and forms. So when Jack sees Bruce Lee walking across the lot, something bothers him. It's been bothering him for months. This growing reputation of martial artists in Hollywood, directors hiring them as fight choreographers, replacing experienced stunt coordinators with kung fu instructors. Jack has nothing against martial arts as exercise or discipline, but calling it real fighting? That bothers him. Bruce is walking toward the executive building when Jack calls out, "Hey, Bruce Lee!" His voice carries across the lot, loud, confident, used to yelling over set noise. Bruce stops, turns, removes his sunglasses, recognizes Jack Morrison by reputation. Every stuntman in Hollywood knows every other stuntman. It's a small community. Bruce walks over. "Hello, you're Jack Morrison, right?" "That's right." Jack extends his hand. They shake. Jack's grip is firm, testing. Bruce's grip is relaxed, but solid. "I've been wanting to talk to you," Jack says. "About what?" "About what you do, and what I do. The difference." Bruce's expression doesn't change. "Okay, I'm listening." A small crowd is forming. Crew members sense something happening. The energy has shifted. Jack continues. "See, I respect what you do. The martial arts thing. The teaching, the demonstrations. But there's something that's been bothering me." "What's that?" "People in this town are starting to confuse what you do with what I do. They're calling fight choreography stunt work. And that's not accurate." Bruce nods slowly. "Go on." "What I do is real. When I fall, I actually fall. When I crash through a window, that's real glass, real impact, real danger. I've broken bones, dislocated shoulders, been in the hospital a dozen times. That's real stunt work." "I understand." "What you do," Jack says, gesturing with his hand, "is choreography. It's planned. It's cooperative. Your partner knows what's coming. Everything is controlled. Nobody's actually trying to hurt anybody. It looks good on camera, but it's fake." The word hangs in the air. Fake. Several crew members exchange glances. This is getting interesting. Bruce's expression remains calm. "You think martial arts is fake?" "I think movie martial arts is fake," Jack clarifies. "I'm not saying martial arts doesn't work in a real situation. I'm saying what we see in movies, what you choreograph, that's performance. It's not the same as taking a real fall or doing a real fight stunt." "And you've been in real fights?" Bruce asks. "Plenty. Bar fights, street fights. Situations where someone actually wanted to hurt me. And let me tell you, real fighting looks nothing like kung fu demonstrations. Real fighting is grabbing, hitting, survival. It's ugly. It's not pretty techniques. Bruce nods again. I appreciate your perspective, Jack. I'm not trying to disrespect you, Jack says. I'm trying to make a point. There's real stunt work, and there's choreography. They're different things, and Hollywood needs to understand that difference. So what are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that maybe you martial arts guys should stay in your lane, teach your classes, do your demonstrations. But when it comes to real action sequences, real fight scenes, let the professionals handle it. Let the stuntmen who've actually been hit handle the hitting. Bruce is quiet for a moment, processing. Then he speaks. You believe that because you've taken real falls and been in real fights, you understand combat better than martial artists. I believe that experience matters. I've been doing this for 15 years. I know what real impact feels like. I know what works and what doesn't. Then let me ask you something, Bruce says. All those real fights you've been in, did you win them? Jack laughs. Most of them, yeah. How? By being bigger, by being tougher, by hitting first and hitting hard. So size and aggression, that's what works in real life. Bruce looks at the growing crowd of crew members. At least 12 people now, all watching, all listening. Jack, I respect your experience. I respect your profession. Stunt work is dangerous and skilled. But I think you're making a mistake. What mistake? You're confusing movie fighting with real fighting. And you're assuming that because stunt falls are real, stunt fights are also real. But they're not. They're just as choreographed as martial arts sequences. The difference is, who's choreographing them? Jack's jaw tightens. That's not the same thing. It is exactly the same thing, Bruce says calmly. When you film a fight scene, every punch is pulled. Every fall is planned. Every impact is controlled. That's choreography, just like martial arts. The only difference is the style and who's in charge. But I've been in real fights. I know what real fighting is. Do you want to know what real fighting is? Bruce asks. The question is direct, clear, no aggression, just an offer. Jack looks at Bruce. This small Chinese guy, maybe 140 pounds, dressed in simple black clothes, no muscles bulging, no intimidating presence, just calm confidence. You challenging me? Jack asks. I'm offering to show you the difference between stunt work and martial arts, between choreography and actual combat. If you're interested. The crowd has grown larger. Word is spreading across the lot. Something is happening between Bruce Lee and Jack Morrison. The director of the crime thriller walks over. What's going on here? Jack and I are having a professional discussion, Bruce says, about the difference between stunt work and martial arts. The director looks between them. He knows both men, has worked with Jack on 3 films, knows Bruce by reputation. This doesn't need to turn into anything. It won't, Bruce says. Just a demonstration. 8 seconds, maybe less. 8 seconds? Jack laughs. What are you going to demonstrate in 8 seconds? Whether movie fights are fake or not. Jack looks at the crowd, at the director, at the crew members watching. His reputation is on the line here. He's the highest-paid stuntman in Hollywood. If he backs down from a challenge, especially from a martial artist, word will spread. His rate will drop. Directors will question him. All right, Jack says. Let's see what you've got. 8 seconds? Show me this real fighting you're talking about. Bruce nods once. We'll need some space. The crew quickly clears an area on the fake New York street. moves equipment back, creates a circle about 15 feet in diameter. The director stands at the edge. Ground rules. Nobody gets seriously hurt. This stops if I say stop. Agreed, Bruce says. Jack nods. I'm not going to hurt him, just going to show him what real experience means. They face each other in the cleared space. The contrast is striking. Jack, 6 feet 3 inches, 235 pounds, wearing his stunt coordinator vest and work boots. Professional Hollywood tough guy, built through years of physical work. Bruce, 5 feet 7 inches, 140 pounds, in simple black clothes and regular shoes. Compact, efficient, no wasted mass. The crowd has grown to about 12 people, crew members from other sets, drawn by the commotion. A cinematographer, the director, 8 crew members, all watching, all silent. Jack settles into a stance. It's not formal or trained, just the natural position of someone who's been in street fights. Hands up, weight balanced, ready to move. Bruce doesn't take a stance. He just stands, naturally, hands at his sides, weight centered, relaxed. Jack frowns. You're not even going to defend yourself? Come, Bruce says simply. Jack shakes his head. This is going to be embarrassing for Bruce. But the guy asked for it. Jack has 95 pounds on him, 6 inches of height, and 15 years of professional stunt experience. Jack moves forward, not rushing, just closing distance. Testing. Bruce doesn't move, doesn't react, just watches. Jack gets within range, reaches out to grab Bruce's shoulder. Not to hurt him, just to control him. Show him that size matters. What happens next is so fast that several witnesses will later disagree about the exact sequence. Bruce moves. His left hand rises, intercepting Jack's reaching hand. Not blocking, redirecting. A touch so light it seems impossible, but Jack's hand is pushed offline. Just inches. Just enough. Simultaneously, Bruce steps forward, into Jack's space. His right hand shoots out. Not a punch, a palm strike, aimed at Jack's solar plexus. The connection is precise, surgical. The sound is sharp, a crack that echoes across the fake street. Jack's eyes go wide. His mouth opens. No sound comes out, because Jack can't breathe. The strike has compressed his diaphragm, triggered a respiratory spasm. His lungs are trying to expand, but the signal isn't reaching the muscles. He's suffocating while standing. His hands drop from their guard position. They go to his chest, clutching, trying to fix what's wrong. His knees buckle. 235 pounds of professional stuntman begins to collapse. Bruce steps aside, lets gravity work. Jack hits the fake street asphalt with a heavy sound. He rolls onto his side, gasping, his face turning red, veins standing out on his neck and forehead. The crowd is frozen. Nobody expected this. The highest-paid stuntman in Hollywood. A man with 15 years of experience. A professional who's done thousands of falls. On the ground, unable to breathe. Defeated by a martial artist he called a choreographer. Bruce kneels beside Jack. Breathe slowly. The spasm will pass. You're not injured. Jack can't respond. His body is in crisis. His mind is screaming. His lungs refuse to obey. After about 15 seconds, the spasm begins to release. Air rushes into Jack's lungs in a desperate gasp. He coughs. Gasps again. Color slowly returns to his face. Bruce stays beside him. Slow breaths. That's it. You're fine. Jack rolls onto his back, staring at the sky above the fake New York buildings. His chest heaving, his heart pounding. He just got taken down by a man 95 pounds lighter than him. In less than 8 seconds. Bruce stands, offers his hand. Jack looks at it. The same hand him that just shut down his entire respiratory system. Then he takes it. Bruce helps pull him to his feet. Jack stands unsteadily, his legs weak, his pride wounded worse than his body. The director steps forward. "Jack, you okay?" Jack nods. His voice is hoarse. "I'm fine. What the hell just happened?" "I don't know." Jack looks at Bruce. "What did you do?" Bruce's expression is respectful. No mockery, no triumph. "I intercepted your reaching hand, redirected it offline, stepped into your committed space, struck your solar plexus with controlled force. Your diaphragm spasmed. You couldn't breathe. Your body shut down. But I'm twice your size. I know. I've been doing stunt work for 15 years. I know. How is that possible? Because real fighting isn't about size or experience taking falls. It's about understanding the human body, understanding leverage, understanding vulnerable points, understanding timing." Jack touches his chest where Bruce struck. "I couldn't breathe." The solar plexus is a critical vulnerability. Doesn't matter how big you are. Doesn't matter how much stunt experience you have. If someone knows exactly where to strike and how to strike it, the body's automatic systems override everything else. The cinematographer speaks up. "I was filming. Anyone want to see it?" Bruce shakes his head. "No need." But Jack nods. "I want to see it." The cinematographer rewinds his camera, plays back the footage on the small monitor. The crew gathers around, watching in slow motion. Jack reaching out. Bruce's subtle interception. The redirect. The forward step. The palm strike. The collapse from start to finish. 7 seconds. Maybe 8. The crew is silent. Processing. Jack watches himself fall. Watches this small martial artist take him down with what looks like minimal effort. He's been in hundreds of fights on screen. Thousands of rehearsed sequences. He thought he understood combat. The director speaks. "Jack, I've worked with you on 3 films. I've never seen anyone put you down." "Neither have I." Jack looks at Bruce. "I was wrong." "About what?" "About everything I said. About martial arts being fake. About movie fighting versus real fighting. About experience mattering more than knowledge. I was wrong." Bruce nods. "You weren't entirely wrong. Experience does matter. Your 15 years of stunt work taught you valuable things. How to fall safely. How to take impact. How to protect yourself. Those are real skills. But they didn't help me against you. Because you were using the wrong experience. Stunt work teaches you how to fall safely. How to make it look good. But it doesn't teach you how to fight someone who's actually trying to disable you. Those are different skills." Jack is processing, his worldview shifting. "All those real fights I told you about, bar fights, street fights, I won those because I was bigger." "That's what you're saying." "I'm saying size is an advantage. But it's not the only factor. A bigger man with no training will usually beat a smaller man with no training. But training changes the equation. And those 7 seconds just proved it. Those 7 seconds proved that understanding anatomy and leverage can overcome size advantage. That's all." The crew is still watching, still processing. One of them asks, "Could you teach us that?" Bruce smiles. That technique took me years to develop. Years of training. But yes, the principles can be taught. Jack extends his hand to Bruce. I apologize for what I said, for calling what you do fake. It's not fake. It's just something I didn't understand. Bruce shakes his hand. You don't need to apologize. You challenged your assumptions. That takes courage. Most people just hold on to their beliefs without testing them. Well, I tested mine, and they failed spectacularly. The crew laughs. The tension breaks. Jack manages a smile despite his wounded pride. You know what the worst part is? What? I'm a professional stuntman. I know how to take falls. But I didn't even have time to fall properly. You just turned me off. Your body's survival instincts overrode your training. When you can't breathe, nothing else matters. The director looks at his watch. We need to get back to filming. But Bruce, if you're interested, I'd like to talk to you about choreographing some fight scenes. What about Jack? Bruce asks. Jack is still my stunt coordinator, but maybe you two could work together. Combine Jack's experience with your technique. Jack nods slowly. I'd be willing to learn, if Bruce is willing to teach. I'm willing, Bruce says. They shake hands again, this time as collaborators rather than opponents. The crowd begins to disperse. Crew members returning to their work, already telling the story to others. Within an hour, the entire Warner Brothers lot will know. By evening, it'll be all over Hollywood. Bruce Lee put down Jack Morrison in 8 seconds, the highest-paid stuntman in Hollywood. A 15-year veteran, taken down by a martial artist. But the 12 witnesses who saw it know something deeper than just a victory. They saw a professional have his worldview completely changed. They saw assumptions tested and proven wrong. They saw the difference between looking tough and being effective. They saw that experience in one thing doesn't automatically transfer to another thing. And they saw Bruce Lee demonstrate not just his skill, but his character. No showboating, no humiliation, just a clean lesson delivered with respect. As Bruce walks away from the fake New York street, Jack sits on an equipment crate, still processing, still trying to understand. The cinematographer sits beside him. You okay, Jack? Physically, yeah. Ego-wise, I'm going to need some time. For what it's worth, you couldn't have known. I should have known. I called him out, challenged him, based on assumptions I never tested. You tested them today. Yeah, and they failed in 8 seconds. Jack Morrison continued as a stunt coordinator for another 20 years. But after that day in 1972, his approach changed completely. He sought out martial artists, learned from them, combined his stunt experience with their technical knowledge. He became one of the first stunt coordinators to seriously study martial arts. He worked with Bruce Lee 3 times before Bruce's death in 1973. Each time learning, each time growing. He never forgot those 8 seconds on the Warner Brothers backlot. The 8 seconds that changed his entire understanding of what real fighting meant. The 8 seconds that taught him the most important lesson of his career. That being tough isn't the same as being effective. That experience in one area doesn't make you expert in another. That assuming you know something can be more dangerous than admitting you don't. The 12 witnesses never spoke publicly about what they saw. No interviews, no documentaries, no tell-all books. Because they knew Hollywood would dismiss it. A stunt legend taken down by a martial artist? Nobody would believe it. But it happened. Every word of it. June 23rd, 1972. Warner Brothers backlot. 8 seconds that changed everything Jack Morrison thought he knew about fighting. And those 8 seconds changed action choreography in Hollywood forever.